The year is
Hey, everyone.
And Kyros' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kyros lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
As I was saying, hey everyone, this is Vickriman and welcome back to Tyranny. And we're actually going to start the game proper in this episode.
But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrien's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kyros have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
Alright, so the war isn't over yet.
Main forces spread across the tiers. The Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrien's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers.
Interesting to me that the narrator is actually the enemy.
Overlord is not amused, and Kyros has one message for the Archons: crush the oathbreakers or die. Kyros backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrien's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons.
Alright, so they gotta do this now or all of them are gonna die. That's the idea.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kyros' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrien's Well, with Kyros' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Because the edict is for everyone in the valley will die. So that is quite macabre, I must say. Fatebinder Vickriman, I presume. We've been expecting you. Kyros the Overlord be praised. Here the valley was sealed. Oh, we don't need this. Tyranny is the name of the world, actually. If you didn't know. Alright. I bid you a welcome return to Vendrien's Well. The altitude is still dizzying and the locals still revolting. Doubly so this time around, as they've pissed on that peace accord you offered them. Edgering past as still as you remember it. I was hoping to have the warriors celebrate your return with a proper feast, but I'm told you have places to be. So this is kind of cool. If you hover over this, you can be reminded of what you did in the conquest. So basically the Vendrien's Guard has, you know, they've decided that my peace, not so good. They've broken the oath. Good to see another Harbinger. Harbinger. Nearly 10,000 disfavored departed the Northern Empire to conquer the tiers. Were part of that original muster. While Scarlet Chorus faces come and go, you've seen a lot of the same disfavored over the years. Stone Shield of the second cohort, veteran of the original Vendrien's Well campaign 2 years prior. You saw battle with her and her team in the infiltration of the tiers that occurred weeks before the major opening battle at the Gates of Judgment. Those who took part in these daring pre-war raids refer to each other affectionately as Harbingers. Oh, nice. So we can respond, and I like that. Glare silently is often an option in this game, which is pretty funny. Come bearing an edict of Kyros, our soldiers will complete their task or die. We can just say we're going to the Archon. So well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Did you hear that? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains. to gather help from outside the valley. But they're a bit late for that. Yep, the way was sealed. So here we are in combat. We don't actually control her. She is not a real companion, as it were. So here we are in combat, and yeah, we've got this. I'm gonna turn these off because it's just simply not necessary. I'm not doing difficulty, actually. I'm turning off. Tutorials. Yes. There we go. Yep. Okay, so we've got combat here. It is real time, right? And as we... Is my keyboard not working for some reason? That appears to be the case. Huh.
Sorry.
Curious. All right, so we've got... we can obviously right-click here to do an auto... I think this is a left-click. Oh, man. So now we're using our ability here. We've got the javelin equipped right now, so that's going to be the case. Thrust is something you have with every single... yeah, these are our abilities here that we start with. You're going to have more than this. Certainly more than this bar. And they're actually sorted into these little things here, so that as you go and you have all these abilities, if there's one that you don't use that often, well, you can not have it here. And if you think, hey, I want to use that, you can find it in the category here. It's pretty nice, actually. So we've got thrust, which I think every single character gets, and it can be sort of refined through different talents you pick. So what we shall do is we shall do our ability, our bleeding attack, heart shot, and it missed, which is quite annoying. So as you can see, our we do our attack, and then we have sort of a recovery period afterwards before we can attack again. And unfortunately, we're actually pretty slow. I was actually thinking about this, and I think with this character, I think I definitely want to sort of use... because there's light and heavy armor, right? Heavy armor has a higher recovery period than light armor, but it obviously protects more. So, I think what I want to do is sort of alternate based on the situation, whether I'm going to be using heavy or light armor. Oh, I'm actually using light. I figured that was heavy. Rotten Ruin. This is sort of a thing you get from Paradox account. One-handed weapon. Cool. And then we've got this guy. This is a special ability scroll. I think that may be a pre-order item, to be honest. We've got Kyros' edict, and I'm going to put this whetstone in here. And all of our, let's just equip it all in quick items in case I need them. We might as well, because there's not much else.
For the queen! Can't do that.
So here we are. The avalanches block us. Think you could fit through the rubble? All right, we could squeeze the gap, or we can move the boulder. We have enough athletics for that. I'm going to do that because it crushes that dude. All right, now we're going to help out our friend with a bit of javelin tossing. So yeah, it looks like actually maybe we should have done a bit more quickness, to be honest. I didn't think it would be that helpful, but obviously we're kind of slow. So we'll just focus on boosting that when we level up. And time for another heart shot. And we can also just go ahead and go for the shield dash, because why the heck not? It's going to be kind of difficult to tell which weapon I have equipped, actually. Alrighty, we've got a Sun Soldier Javelin. I want to say that said it was better than what I had. So the melee certainly is. The ranged has more penetration but less accuracy and less damage. So I think we're going to hold off because lower accuracy is not good. Tis but a scratch. Hail Kyros. Alright, so actually I'm going to go back this way to see if there's any loots. So this thing is quite a sight. It's the ancient Weeping Mother. But when Kyros' forces attacked, the statue began weeping blood. Which is very interesting. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Can we climb down here? And you can hit tab to highlight interactable items. Cheese. Nice. Oh, and that was subterfuge. Subterfuge is used to unlock chests. So, yeah, we should be pretty good for that because of our focus upon it. We have the abandoned memorial. We need more lore to do whatever this is. So, there's nothing we can do here. But perhaps once we get another companion, it's something we could do. But I want to say you can't come back here, but I could be wrong about that. I guess I've never tried. So we are still under attack. You can see that yeah, we're kind of rude to these folks here.
Try and catch me, worm.
A Scarlet Fury, they're the elite fighters of Scarlet Chorus. This one's crazy. Too much lead in our water. Should cut our losses and turn back.
Fatebinder. Here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery?
Oh, sure.
Heads up.
Alright, so now we actually have a companion. She is a full-fledged companion. And right now, she is definitely a dual wielder. She also has ranged attacks as well. So that's what I was saying about the character creation video, that you can indeed sort of choose what sort of spec you want to give to your... Actually, we can go ahead and use this, because why the heck not? You can choose between a couple different specs for your companions, right? So she can either be a ranged attack or a dual wielder. So we are going to charge in.
They won't even get close.
That worked out quite well.
I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's though you did a fair amount of feasting in the second year of the conquest, as I recall. A few of my mates and I caroused with this apex scum thanks to your good faith gesture.
Yep, that's our little truce.
I'm versed, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrien guard we killed didn't come alone.
Why are the Vendrien guard attacking?
The Vendrien guard are testing our strength in battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive.
Alright, let's do it.
I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades.
Okay,
Whoever they
rings.
found, I doubt they'll
Whenever
lose
there's a
them.
reference to
Much less
rings,
any
rings
or any
are the
small they might be clutching.
they are the currency, and unlike a lot of games that have sort of bronze, silver, and maybe it's copper, silver, and gold currency, like say Dragon Age, that's sort of the standard thing in games like this. But this game does copper as the lowest value, then there's bronze, and then iron is the big value stuff, so that's pretty neat. It fits the theme, actually, of being a war, so that iron is the most valuable thing, especially in this sort of Bronze Age, Iron Age crossover sort of world.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. For the voices of Nerat!
Alright, so... Ooh. It's loot. We've got a scroll, actually. And we'll see that once we have a character that can actually... use some magic. Alright, we got Verse here. She's dual wielding for now, which I think is probably going to be fine. She has her own weapons. But is this any better? This is what, a sword? I think right now she's got like a sword dagger sort of combo. So this has more penetration but less accuracy, recovery. Oh yeah. Yep, we won't do that. So we're gonna give her a helmet, because why not? Actually increases accuracy. And these are an upgraded boot for her. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and give her these. Just in case. So, can you do this? No, you don't have the low floor. And I certainly don't. How does this compare? It's actually way better. In a lot of ways. So we are going to wear that. But I really don't like the look of that. So we are going to hide the helmet. Only Verse can equip that, so. Alright, so we can move with the party here. There's a button to select the entire party, or we can just, you know, do that.
Right.
And as we can see, you can right click on something to get it to show up in the status window. You can do that on enemies too. So I'm on Verse. You can see she has dodge, as we talked about, was ranged attacks. Parries is going to be melee attack. Endurance is like physical stuff. Will is mental stuff. And we have magic stuff, right? And then armor. When you take a hit, this reduces the amount of damage. And this is going to be your armor against crush and then against frost. And that can vary. She does have a wound right now from probably taking a critical hit in battle, or when you faint in battle. You, the peacebinder from the war. If you come to once again talk peace, it seems you're too late. We knew that violating the surrender meant an end to what little mercy and goodwill Kyros forces have or ever will show us. Now there's no turning back. I know you tried to do right by us in the past, but now you're between us and our way out. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements, hurry. Alright, we shall fight then. Mocking Blaze. Scarlet Chorus has very interesting names. Run down the oathbreakers, let none escape. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. Don't engage them, we need to run. Nope, sorry. Okie dokie, so we're gonna use our special ability. Alright, so Verse is taking quite a bit of damage here. Now that we have Verse, we have this combo ability that they both do together. And in this case, it knocks them prone and then does a pretty substantial attack. So, we're going to use it. Okay, verse. Use a potion. Items are instantaneous, but they do have a cooldown for like all items. It looks like I've switched to my spear. I'm going to use my shield bash. Alright, so in this case, I'm going to use this. Well, maybe not. We shall use this. Ah! So she pulls out the bow and uses the ability. That's kind of a cool thing, is there is sort of a cooldown with switching weapons, right? But if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is correct. When you use an ability, what happens is they pull out the other item, do the ability, and then go right back. Which is pretty cool. Which is why I think hybrid classes can work. We have a situation on the cliff. They have the commander. But we got a new shield. A pretty substantial increase. However, it does increase recovery. We might take that and then we may go ahead and use it at some point, but I think I'm not going to at the moment. We got some heavy armor. If we find that we get into a lot of melee attacks, we shall put on some heavy armor, I think. We've got sky cap. Not going to be much use for us. Yeah, there's an item over here. Head wrap. Okay, so can we do this? Yeah, we can rest, and what that'll do is it'll get rid of our wounds, which will be quite good because she has 2, which is a pretty significant downgrade in her skills. I think each one is like -5 or -10 to all skills and health, a maximum health penalty as well. Stow your weapons, or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine below. Worry not for me, Graven Ash will protect. So you'll see that the disfavored say this a lot. They are actually protected by some sort of mystical power. The Archons, we'll meet the Archons a lot. They're like really powerful magical beings. And Graven Ash, one of his abilities is that he can sort of save soldiers from death. Plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your this blade? If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. I'm Vickriman. My name should be known to you, and it should be an honorable one. Please give me the knife. Release the prisoner, and you might know the inside of a cell. Lower your weapon, then charge forward and wrest the knife from him. You're Tunan's envoy. You will vouch for my safety, then all. His sentence is halted by a spear thrust into his lung. Leaping forward the moment Tyrell lowers his blade, the disfavored soldiers slaughter the oathbreaker. Dazed but alive, Drastus lets out a long sigh and strolls to his feet. But these mongrels require a firm hand. They can't be trusted. And my honor is as dear to me as your sword is to you. Do not forget that a second time. The fault lies with the oathbreaker for forcing her hand. Let's clean up this mess. I thought you were the pride of the North. Do not disgrace me again. I understand. My apologies will not happen again. Alright, we got favor with him back, so. Kyros be praised. That oathbreaker fought with the rage of Charon himself. who's the stone dude, remember? Drastus slides a trembling hand along the cut on his neck. Thank you, fatebinder. I thought today was going to be my last. From the look of it, guess they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. Found a few scrap of parchment on the bodies. He holds it out for your inspection. Because literacy is rare in the Northern Empire where the disfavored were born and trained. So I have no time for this. I should be on my way to see the Archons. All that training in Grave Ash doesn't teach you to read. Being the same messages in different written scripts, the parchments explain Vendrien Guard's desire to overthrow Kyros' Archons and rout their army from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vendrien's well. I'll just tell him that it's useless. The Archons are expecting you. When you are ready, leave by the gates to the southeast. Follow the trails down slope for a few hours, and you'll see the campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. Alrighty, we go to the camp to talk to Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat. Ooh, we got Hasty Big Iggy. Oh, we actually have one of these already. I'm going to take this into my inventory. I don't need that. We're going to put all that stuff in the bucket. The +1 quickness. That's actually really handy. Yeah, my recovery. It's pretty bad, actually. So it's the armor. I bet is it the shield that's making a big difference here? I think so. I guess I'm used to a cloth armored hero who has a ridiculously low recovery. Prisoner says his name's Tarkus Demos. But I don't think this is complicated matter. He dies. His family's been a driving force in the Vendrien Guard. Killing him should demoralize whatever is left to the Tarkus clan. All must be given a chance to. You, I see how it is. Have you come to once again deny us our right? How do you expect us to fight if we are denied the right to claim new blood? Send these conscripts out on patrol. They never return, defecting all over again. Well, I insist this oathbreaker be taken to the voices of Nerat, leaving us at an impasse. Execute him. One chance to surrender is enough. The chorus should be allowed its chance to recruit new warriors. I think we'll let him live. Got a little bit of wrath with the disfavored. But calm your nerves. I assure you this one won't be put on the battlefield. Make sure the prisoner is taken straight to the voices of Nerat. For the glory of Kyros.
On it.
Alrighty then, so we are heading out to deliver the edict of execution on these folks. So, yeah, that is going to be the end of this episode. We will continue on our way in Tyranny in the next one. We'll see you then.